I know when we started talking about area, I separated figures into squares, right? And back then, when we started looking at area, I asked for area count how many squares are in the shape. Now, for volume, let me introduce what volume is. Let's say we have figures. Let's say I have it in cubes. So it's a three-dimensional figure. And now volume is the space inside. The way I'm going to count the space on the inside is by counting how many cubes I have in it. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at my first figure. Let me take a look at it here instead. So, okay, let me zoom in. On the first row, I can count them, right? It's you guys see it's a rectangle? It's a rectangular prism. You can count how many cubes are there, right? It's a 2 by 4. Okay, so we can say on the top we have 8 cubes. Okay, good. We have 8 cubes. How about the second row? Keep in mind some of them might be blocked from our view, but we know they're there. I see it's 4 this way, and then I see it's gonna be 6 this way. So it's 4 this way, it's 6 that way. Okay, so it looks like it makes a rectangle, right? I could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can count them all. Well, I can see it's a triangle. It's a 4 by 6. Let's just call that 24. And then the third row, that also looks like 24. The fourth row, I'm gonna say there's 8. Do you guys agree? Okay. And the last row, I'm gonna call that 8. Okay. Now just add everything. 8 plus 24 plus 24 plus 8 plus 8. I'm just going to add each of my rows, use a calculator if necessary. I'm going to say my volume in here is 72. Volume is how many cubes do you have in there? Usually, like swimming pools, they measure it by gallons, like how many gallons you have in there. Okay, let's take a look at number 15. Now this looks like a rectangular prism, right? Like the top and the bottom look like rectangles. Okay. This looks like a rectangular prism. Prisms are really nice. I'm gonna show you guys in a minute why. Okay, so the top layer, how many cubes do you see on the top layer? You can count them out. You can pause the video. How many cubes do you see on the top layer? Let me highlight the top layer. Okay, I got 16. The second layer, let's see. Let me highlight this in yellow. Again, keep in mind there will be some that are blocked from our view, but they are there. Okay, I got 16 as well. How about the third layer? Okay, I'm gonna say 16 as well. How about the next layer? And the next, and the next. Cool. This is why I like prisms, because the same number repeats. It's a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, I'm gonna add all this thing up. I have to add 16 6 times. By all means, please don't do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 36. Let me write down the 6, carry the 3. Don't do that. Remember what did we do when we added and it was the same number added multiple times? What was it? We call it repetition addition. Well, when we add the same number, I want to add 16 6 times. What's the shortcut? Yeah, 16 times 6, right? That's when we did the multiplication. So I'm just going to go 16 times 6. I'm going to call this 96. There's 96 cubes in here. Notice I just counted the base. The nice thing about prisms is that the base repeats. So it's really cool.